Hey everyone, this is Chris here, and this is my second attempt because the Amazon guy came up in the middle of my last attempt here. I saw some questions about getting some dash cams and where to put them, how to mount them, and I figured I'd just do a quick video since I've been doing videos on this anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you kind of really quick how I mounted mine. The brand I used was King Slim, which was just this brand I've never heard of before, but it had everything I wanted on it. I got it on Amazon. I'll try to put a link in the description. And it also came with a rear view camera, which is why I got it. It takes up to a 256 gigabyte memory card, which I also purchased and put in there. I also replaced the camera power, cigarette plug power, and I ordered 11.5 foot mini USB cable instead because I didn't want to take up my radar detector slot for it. And I have a USB 3.0 plug in here, which I'll turn my flash on so you guys can see it. And I have other things hooked up. I have this little light in here too, but I could put something else in there if I needed to. But I wanted more power and I want it dedicated, and I want it to come on when the car comes on and shut off when the car shuts off. So that's why I ran that this way. And this is that cable here. And I'm sorry if I say a lot. It's just the way I talk. I'm from South Texas, I guess. So here's the King Slim. And when you get power, when you first unlock the car, this will normally come on and start recording. I have mine set to time out the screen after 5 minutes. So it's on and I can see behind me when I'm in reversing up to 5 minutes. And then it'll shut off, but it keeps recording. It's just the screen turns off. But the power is off in the car. Damn it, there's that word again. So right now it's on because I unlocked the car. And this will time out after like a couple of minutes, and then this will shut off. But when the car is on, it will stay on and record, obviously. So the way that this mounts is it has this unit here, which has its own little GPS receiver. So in the settings, you can have it set to record the location and everything. If you get into an accident, it locks that stuff into the file and will lock it. I had to turn down the impact sensor to the lowest because every time I braked with this car's strong brakes, it was tripping it and locking like a ton of files, and it was locking up the SIM card to the point where it was running out of room. So I set it lower, so that way only if I get an actual impact will it save those files. And it just overwrites after it gets full. And with the 256 gigabyte it's not really 4K, it's more like 2/3 4K equivalent. It's the resolution is not quite what they claim it is, but that's an Amazon special for you, right? So here's the power cable that plugs into this. You can also plug it in directly on the side when you're using it on your computer if you want to plug this into your PC and pull the files off without taking off the memory card. But this is also the camera for the rear view. So you don't have to have a separate power or wired in for this rear view camera. It all comes from here. And that's a plus, unless you're using this as a backup camera, which I don't see why you would because it already has one. So it comes with these little wire stick-on hooks, which are very convenient. I didn't think I was going to use them, and I did because of the cable I ordered, which was 11.5 feet, was exactly enough to make it, but I had to kind of run it a little funky to get it to work and get around a couple of things here. So I ran the cable for the power to the USB through here. It kind of comes over this way. I ran it back here and then under the dash, well, behind the glove box, and then brought it through here because my goal was no cutting, no trimming. And it goes all the way under here, pushed it up, brought it around the back to take up the slack so I didn't have any loose cables. Brought it into here and boom, right into this 3.0 plug. That comes on when the car comes on. Starts recording as you're walking up to the car, and of course when the car turns on it has power and it keeps going. So that's good because now it records what's going on in front of my car and behind my car while I'm approaching it, which is an added little benefit. Of course I have my charger here for my phone. This car doesn't have a lot of real estate, so I kind of made it work with this, and I plug my thing in here, and this is a magnet for my phone, and then here's my radar detector. So that's the way I run that. Then the camera wire for the back runs through here in the trim. I used the trim tool that it came with, which made it pretty convenient to kind of plug it up into here and run it all the way back to this spot here. I popped this off here. When you do this, you want to pull from this end because there's a thing that fits up into here and a clip over here. The problem is you normally would want to just take this out, but you don't get quite as much room with your fingers in there to run that wire. And also this is actually harder to get out than this. So, and when you put this back in, you want to have this out so you can get your finger up in there and pinch all this back up so it's not hanging too loose. Because even though this is a Jaguar and like, I don't know, an $80,000 car when it came out, some of this trim is lacking in quality. But you know, I got this used and I fixed a lot of things on it, so I'm not going to complain. Here, you know, that wire comes through, then you will come through here, and it's going to come through this under here, and then you're going to come out right over here, and I'll show you the other side. The reason you want to run it the way I'm running it is because if you try to run it where the other wires go through for the lid or the trunk, boot, whatever, it goes actually up above that, and you don't want to run it that way. You want to run it the way I'm about to show you. So a little piece of wire will kind of hang down. That's the excess you need for when the trunk opens. If you don't have it, you're going to yank and disconnect the little connector, and then your camera's not going to work, which I discovered when I was wiring everything. So let's go to the outside and take a look. And here we are. So I took this off, or I disconnected that so we could get in here easier. This is where I ran the cable through. It comes right under here. You can pull this up and run the cable down this way as far as you can reach it into that corner, and then you'll get to where that little pillar is. And this is where that connector is. It's yellow. You want to push it in and make sure it's all the way connected. Test it before you close everything back up. I didn't do that because I was being lazy, and I had to go back through and I had this tucked in over here, and I found that I needed to actually pull this out to give it a little bit more slack and also make it easier if it does disconnect to get to. These also came with it. These are some more of these extras, but they do not stick to this material very well. This has like a weird texture, so it'll stick for a little bit and then pop off and hang down, and you'll see it when you're driving. So I took some real 3M double-sided sticky tape, put that on there, and then pushed this on, and it's held up so far. The stuff that these things come with, it might say 3M, but it's really a knockoff 3M from China, so don't trust it. So I put these up here. No one really sees this anyway, so I don't really care. And then I mounted it dead center, angled it, and then screwed it in once I knew exactly where it needed to be with double-sided sticky tape to help kind of be sort of a shock absorber for vibrations. So it's got that combined with that, and then when you angle it, you can tighten down the little side screw once you get it perfect. So when I have this thing closed, you can see the cars behind me perfectly. It's really nice. It comes out really good. I've had a few weirdos behind me get really close, and I've gone back and looked at the pictures in the video, and I can see the license plates clearly. So it seems like it's a pretty decent product. It was over $100 for this camera. Again, it was called King Slim, but I think it was worth it because I've bought in the $60 ones before, and it's just the front, and it's not quite as good. So I think that made it worth it. So just a heads up, that's how I ran everything. And hopefully this will help you kind of give you a good idea of how you can run yours in a way that is not so cumbersome or messy. So if any questions, let me know. I'll put some links in the description on what I purchased. No, I'm not getting paid, or I'm not getting sponsored for this. I wish I was, but I'm not. Anyway, that's the deal. See you next time.